بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. One of the students of Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi alayhi, his name was Abu Isma. So he says, I went to my teacher, Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi alayhi. I spent the night with Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi alayhi. So there's no running water, so you have to have containers of water, a bottle of water. So at night time you put a bottle of water there. فَلَمَّا أَصْبَحَ نَظَرَ فِي الْمَاءِ. Now, nighttime put the water, in the morning, Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi woke up, and he probably woke up for tahajjud, and he saw the bottle of water, unused, untouched. Yes? He says, Subhanallah. So you're a student of knowledge. رَجُلٌ يَطْلُبُ الْعِلْمَ لَا يَكُونُ لَهُ وِرْدٌ بِاللَّيْلِ. How can you be a person seeking knowledge, and you have no wird? Wird is what we could say here, some set amount of prayers, ma'mulat, tilawa, some dua, some dhikr, some tahajjud. You don't have any of this? Ahmad rahmatullah was like, Subhanallah, Subhanallah is ta'ajjub. He was amazed and baffled that you're coming here to seek knowledge and you don't have any, you just slept the whole night. Can't believe it. Not talking about Fajr. That you didn't stay up at night, you didn't wake up at night to perform tahajjud, to do dua. So this was the general understanding of the ulama of the past. Yes, so along with ilm, you have to have both things, ilm and amal. Ilm, you have to be firm in the knowledge, so you understand deen, you understand religion, so you don't get misguided, you understand the fitan, the shayatin's way of addressing people, the fara'is, the wajibat. But along with this, ilm requires amal. Ilm also requires amal. The nur of the ilm comes into a person when a person does amal. So a person tries to inculcate in these things in his life. Yes, a talib ilm. So yes, you seek knowledge. You seek knowledge, and seeking knowledge itself is an ibadah. When you seek knowledge itself is an ibadah. 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours at home, you do mutala, takrar. All of this is also ibadah, and a great ibadah. But along with this, you should also have some time where you have khalwa with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, and what I was mentioning yesterday as well. You have to have some kind of daily amount. If you don't set some kind of targets, you don't have some kind of goal, some kind of, you can't be just random. Like you do the dhikr, yeah, sometimes, how much? I don't know. That's not what it is. A wird mean something that you do. We call it Urdu a ma'mulat. You have a fixed amount. If you hafiz the Quran, some say 3 juz a day, at least 1 juz a day you have to be doing by heart. Like this is it fixed. Every day I do this. Like every day after every salah, I read the tasbih, the fuqara, tasbih fatimi. I do this. This is like my fix. You should know. What do you do every day? This is what I do every day. How much Quran do you read every day? This is my set target. Sometimes I miss, sometimes I get a bit more, but this is my fixed target. How much salah al-Nabi do you every day? Saturday to Thursday this much, Friday this much. How much istighfar do you do every day? This much. And whatever other things. How much sadaqah do you give? This much every month, this much every week, this much every day. You have to have something. If not, if you just say, oh, random, nothing happens. Yes? If you say random, I'll study on the weekend. How much gets done? Nothing. If you fix a time, that I'm going to do it in the morning, I'm going to do it in the evening, I'm going to do it after Zuhr, before Zuhr, it gets done. During the week, how much we get done? We have a fixed timetable. You have to come at this time. You have to do this lesson to this lesson from this time to this time, things get done. So you have to have awrad. Yes, again, you don't have to have too much. The main thing right now is talib al-ilm. But you have to have something. How long does it take to say astaghfirullah 100 times? About 2 minutes maximum, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Maximum 3 minutes. So don't you have 3 minutes? Walking home, walking back. You've all got 3 minutes. Before you go to sleep, istighfar, tasbih, tahmeed, tahleel, takbir, salah ala nabi. You only have 5 minutes. You watch all these, he keeps on saying, we have time to watch all. News is very important, and now video is very important, and now this. But what about your a'mal? So you've all got enough time. It's not structuring time. So you don't have to I didn't get a chance to do my homework, or do mutala, or do takrar, or doing my dhikr. No, it's the extra. You have enough extra time that you can do this. And a talib ilm, what do you have to do? You have to have some kind of time where you make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have, because you understand the Quran, so your Quran tilawah shouldn't be anybody else's tilawah. Should be actually, when you're reading it, you understand, I'm talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ayat of adhab, it makes taqsha'iru minhu al-julud. When you read the ayat of Jahannam and the adhab, you actually feel it. When you see the ayat of Jannah, you have the raghbah and the zeal and the passion and yearning. When you see any ayat, it has an effect on you, desired effect. When you're making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you actually know what I'm making dua. When you say the du'as, you know what you're talking about. It's like you have to make dua because after salah is like when I rub your heart, that's it. You don't know what you say, what you ask for. No, you take time out. And you tawajjuh, you actually have concentration in your dua. You know what you're asking for. Yes, istighfar, a certain amount of time. When you do istighfar, you actually do istighfar properly. This is now, a person sees you, you should know this must be a talib ilm. This is somebody different. And I always mention, we don't want taqwa on steroids. Now, you go home and then just, all of a sudden, in one day you try to do everything and the next day get burnt out. naturally a gradual organic development of your a'mal, of your taqwa, of your hidayah, of your tilawah, of your dhikr. Slowly, set a target, manageable, increase it. You get to that target, increase it. So you get a certain amount, which is now, this is now my lifetime. So you have to have it every day, like as Mala mentioned yesterday as well. Mala Adam Sab, rahmatullahi alayhi, his son Mufti Muhammad, he had a set of picture, he had like a big notebook, and he had like all lines and everything, like old time registers, school registers. Like but he didn't put all what it was, but you can say like tick, 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 tick. Like this is what he used to do. And it's not to, as I said before, not to say, oh, I can prove that Allah I've done this. It's for your own record, your own muhasabah. That yes, I've done my things today. And now it is very easy, you can make a Google sheet. So if the ulama of the past, you have these books, you can make a Google sheet. And you have tick boxes and all that. And you say, well, yes, after Fajr Salah with Jama'ah, Salatul Salat Tasbih, the Tasbih finished. Istighfar for the day, tick. Salat al-Nabi, 100, 200, 300 tilawah, 5 pages. And then end of the month you say, no, what? I missed 7 days. You don't realize. You don't take hisab, you don't have a weird, you don't have a fixed amount. Time goes by, you think, oh, I do something. How much do you do? I do some. If you don't count it, you don't realize how much you've done. Even for example, teachers, what do we have? Every week we have a register, goes on a Friday. How much did you teach? So now you think, oh, you know what? You have an idea like, okay, I know how much I've taught. I'm behind last year. I'm ahead of last year. I'm exactly on last year's target. I'm going well. So now you know what you're doing. Everybody has that kind of target. And sometimes, oh, what? It's not going to work this year, this target, because you've got a bigger class. So, okay, fine. But at least you've got an idea. The whole month goes by, you do like 2 pages. So you have a target every week. Teachers know what they need to do. And it can adjust it. Okay, maybe less, maybe more. Similarly, you have a target. Every day, tilawah. You know well. So instead of one para, you do instead of one juz, you do half a juz. You're traveling, so you do a quarter juz. You're really, really busy. It's okay, do qaza the next day. But you know that what you have to do. So trying to have awrad. And the awrad doesn't have to go against your knowledge, against your talabul ilm. So you do talabul ilm, that's the main ibadah right now. Talabul ilm, seeking knowledge to make sure you're firm in your knowledge. But along with that, we have more than enough time to do something. You go salah early. Yes, and I'll just read the next text as well. As up with this, he says here, Ibrahim al-Nakhai, he was from the teachers of Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi. He says here, إِذَا رَأَيْتَ الرَّجُلَ يَتَهَاوَنُ بِالتَّكْبِيرَةِ الْأُولَى فَاغْسِلْ يَدَكَ مِنْهُ. Allahu Akbar. He says, if you see a person being negligent regarding Jama'at, no. Regarding Salah, no. If you see a person being negligent regarding at-takbiratul ula, he doesn't even get takbiratul ula in Salah, then he says, Urdu se hath dholo. Wash your hands away from him, he's no use to you. Their standard was, if a person doesn't come to the masjid for takbiratul ula, he's la khayra fihi. Allahu Akbar. And if you get to further Jama'at, you think, then the most pious person in the world. So takbiratul ula, or like, if you don't get takbiratul ula, this person, that was the standard, the mi'yar. So if you make this simply, you have to go to the masjid anyways. The boys will go to the masjid. You go to the masjid, if you just go early and you sit down for 2 minutes, you can get so much done. Go 2 minutes early, 5 minutes early. And it's small, you have to go like half an hour early. Young boys shouldn't be going half an hour early. Do stuff at home, help out your mom, help out your dad. But at least 5 minutes early, go there 5 minutes early, 10 minutes early, and do what? That 5 minutes you have before. Do a bit of dhikr, a bit of tilawah. Everybody's got, yes. After salah, spend 2 minutes. So again, all you have to do is to make progress in life. You don't have to make big drastic changes. It's just, as you are doing, be a bit more efficient, be deliberate. You think, okay, we're sitting here after madrasa, we finished, so we're going to mess around a little bit, we can talk, madrasa finished, we have a little joke, we want to get fresh. And whilst I'm on my way home, I've got a 10-minute walk, 5-minute bike ride, so I'm going to read Quran, I'm going to read my dhikr, do my tilawah. Yes? He said, I walk to madrasa, I come to madrasa, so on my walk here, I'm going to do my tilawah, do some dhikr, do some istighfar. Yes? Before you go to sleep, so well, you don't go to sleep, unless nobody puts their head on the bed and they drop off straight away, do they? You're not that tired. You 5 minutes, 10 minutes to the luggage, take 5-10 minutes, at least you need to go to sleep. So well, you have tasbih next to your bed and say, well, until I go to sleep, instead of going to sleep watching videos or going to sleep listening to something, if you listen to Quran, etc., that's fine. But if not, then for tasbih, istighfar, and it's small little minimal changes, you see you get so much more done in your life. Does everybody understand? So number one, we have to have your wurdun bil-layl, to have some kind of fixed daily stipulated amount that we try to reach that target every day. And to make this actually a goal, make some kind of sheet. If you want to make a spreadsheet, you want to make a table, you want to make a book, and write it down. So it keeps you motivated. It's not to show anybody, it's not to prove to Allah that I got record. The Kiram and Katib are writing everything. But for you to know what you're doing, keep your own record, do your own muhasabah. And along with this, one of the main things that we have to do is make sure that the male is listening, that for takbiratul ula, trying to get, I shouldn't have to say, make sure you perform 5 times salah. I shouldn't have to say, make sure you perform salah in the masjid. It should be, make sure you get for takbiratul ula. Because the ulama of the past, the people who we follow, we like, oh, Imam Abu Hanifa and these great ulama, their standard was, if you don't perform salah with takbiratul ula, you're basically a useless person. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me and all of you the ability to act upon this. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.